We are now in the midst of the days of the counting of the Omer. And this is the period that we work on our character to try to perfect it, to try to elevate ourselves, to refine ourselves in preparation for receiving the Torah. And the question is, do we really think that in 49 days we could transform our character? If somebody has a temper, do you think in 49 days they could change and become calm and patient? If somebody is by nature jealous, do you think within 49 days they could become the type of person that is happy for other successes rather than envious? Can we really truly expect people to change their nature? We know it's one of the most difficult things in the world. Yet in these 49 days, we're expected to look at our character each and every day and develop another aspect and trait in our personality. During these days of Omer, we celebrate the life of Rabbi Akiva, who was one of the 5 students of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And the Talmud tells a remarkable story about Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was a simple shepherd up until the age of 40. He only began studying Torah at the age of 40, and yet he emerged as one of the greatest scholars in Israel, who's quoted on almost every page throughout the Talmud. How did he become from being an ignoramus, a simpleton, an unlearned Jew, one of the greatest scholars in Israel? And the Talmud tells the story that one day he was shepherding his flock and he walked by a stream of water, and he saw the way there was a rock beneath the stream of water, and water was dripping on the rock, and because the water had dripped consistently and constantly on the rock for thousands of years, it had created a crevice in the rock. And Rabbi Akiva studied this rock, and he said to himself, if water, which is so gentle and soft, can penetrate and impact the hard stone through consistency and continuity and persistence, surely if I apply myself to the study of Torah, drop by drop, bit by bit, I can become a Torah scholar. And he began by learning the Aleph Beit, learning how to read Hebrew at the age of 40, and today he is one of the greatest scholars ever amongst the Jewish people. And therefore what the Talmud is teaching us is that yes, change is very difficult. And sometimes we could spend our entire lifetime trying to change our character. And it is one of the most difficult things in the world to achieve. However, at the same time, it could happen in an instant. One moment of clarity, one moment of proper perception, one moment of that epiphany could be an awakening in our lives that can transform our entire lives for the better. It doesn't have to be a lifelong effort. It could actually happen instantaneously. One awakening, one inspiration, one arousal, one moment of proper clarity and perspective can transform our mindset and our entire personality. And this is something we've seen time and again, where people are able to, in one moment, turn the course of their lives for the better, for the rest of their lives to be a better, kinder, finer human being. You know, it's fascinating, but the Talmud says the following: Yesh kana alamo b'sha achat. A person could acquire the whole world in one moment. In one moment, you could acquire the whole world, meaning you could achieve greatness in a moment, in an instant. Like Rabbi Akiva, that moment was the turning point of his life. And it's fascinating that those words, 5 words, Yesh kana alamo b'sha achat, are the 5 letters of the name Akiva. The letters of Akiva spell out, when rearranged, the words Yesh Kona Alamo Bisho Achat. Rabbi Akiva, during these days of the Omer, is the inspiration and the paradigm of a person whose life could be changed in a moment. And interestingly, he's not the only person. Go back to the first great leader, Moshe Rabbeinu, who met God at the burning bush. He saw a fire burning a bush, and the bush was not consumed. And he turned to see, and that turn, that one turn, changed his life and his entire mission and purpose in this world forever, as he became the greatest leader and prophet of the Jewish people. They tell a story about a man walking through a airport, and he sees a Buddhist Zen selling hot dogs, and the sign says $1 hot dogs. and he goes over, he orders a hot dog, and he takes out a $5 bill, takes the hot dog and gives the $5 bill to the Buddhist Zen monk. The Buddhist Zen monk puts the $5 bill in his pocket, and the man says to the Buddhist Zen monk, "Mister, sir, where is my change?" And the Buddhist Zen monk looks at him and says, "Change, my friend, must come from within." Yes, change must come from within. But in one moment, we could change the course of our entire lives. That is what the days of the Omer is here to teach us. Have a wonderful day.